He changed the sound of hip-hop, redefined fashion, shocked the world with his genius and his controversies. From a Chicago kid making beats in his bedroom to one of the most influential and unpredictable artists of our time. This is the rise, the fall, the reinventions, the heartbreak, the brilliance, and the chaos of Kanye West. Stay with us, because what you're about to watch is the untold story of a man who broke rules, broke barriers, and broke the world's expectations, every single time. Kanye Omari West, born June 8, 1977, in Atlanta, Georgia, and raised in Chicago after his parents' divorce when he was just 3, rose from a gifted, introspective kid fascinated by creativity, poetry, and visual expression into one of the most controversial, influential, and era-defining artists in modern music and culture. And his story begins with the foundation laid by his mother, Dr. Donda West, a professor of English, and his father, Ray West, a former Black Panther turned photojournalist, whose intellectual influence shaped Kanye's sensitivity, independence, and rebellious confidence. He grew up absorbing Chicago's vibrant hip-hop ecosystem, writing poems at 5, experimenting with beats as a preteen, and discovering that artistic creation could help him interpret the world. And by high school he was already producing music, inspired by artists like No ID, who served as a mentor and taught him the fundamentals of sampling, rhythm, soul loops, and layering sounds to create musical emotion. And after briefly attending Chicago State University, where his mother taught, he dropped out. A decision that shocked his academic-oriented family but became a defining symbol of his identity, representing his commitment to art over convention, later inspiring his debut album The College Dropout. Before fame as a rapper, Kanye became a respected producer, especially after signing with Rockefeller Records, where his unique style, soul samples, sped-up vocals, and innovative drum patterns reshaped the sound of early 2000s hip-hop and contributed to major hits for Jay-Z, including tracks on The Blueprint, which many critics consider one of the most influential hip-hop albums ever. And despite this success, Kanye struggled to be taken seriously as a rapper, facing rejection from labels that saw him only as a producer. But everything changed after a near-fatal car crash in October 2002, which inspired the song Through the Wire, recorded while his jaw was still wired shut, symbolizing both resilience and the birth of a new era in hip-hop, leading to the release of The College Dropout in 2004. A groundbreaking debut blending consciousness, humor, vulnerability, and soul-infused production, ultimately earning critical acclaim, commercial success, and reshaping mainstream rap by proving that an artist didn't need to embody gangster tropes to succeed. His follow-up album, Late Registration, 2005, expanded his sound with orchestral arrangements, lush instrumentation, and collaborations with composer John Bryan, signaling Kanye's desire to elevate hip-hop into new artistic dimensions. And in 2007 he released Graduation, a stadium-sized, electronic-influenced project that pushed rap further into global, festival-style energy, while symbolically clashing with 50 Cent in a famous sales battle that marked a cultural shift from gangsta rap dominance to Kanye's introspective, artistic-driven style. However, the tragic death of his mother in 2007 profoundly changed him emotionally and creatively, leading to a period of grief, introspection, and artistic reinvention, culminating in 808s and Heartbreak, 2008. A raw, melancholic, auto-tune-heavy album inspired by pain, vulnerability, and emotional collapse, which despite initial criticism became one of the most influential albums of the 21st century, shaping future artists such as Drake, The Weeknd, Juice WRLD, Kid Cudi, and an entire generation of melodic rappers. In 2010, after public backlash from the 2009 MTV VMA incident with Taylor Swift, where Kanye famously interrupted her acceptance speech, he retreated from the spotlight, then returned with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, recorded partly in Hawaii under a self-imposed artistic exile, often regarded as one of the greatest albums ever made, a maximalist masterpiece exploring fame, ego, guilt, fantasy, power, and self-destruction, showcasing Kanye's genius through layered production, complex arrangements, and emotionally explosive storytelling. His next major shift came with Yeezy, 2013, a harsh, industrial, minimalist, boundary-breaking album rejecting traditional structures and embracing experimental noise, punk energy, and raw emotion, reflecting Kanye's internal conflict, political ideas, and growing frustration with the fashion industry, where he felt marginalized despite his creativity. Kanye then entered the world of fashion more aggressively, releasing his Yeezy brand in collaboration with Adidas, blending streetwear, futurism, minimalism, and cultural aesthetics into a global phenomenon that transformed sneakers, runway culture, and celebrity-driven branding across industries, making Yeezy one of the most influential fashion movements of the decade. His personal life also became a central part of his public identity, particularly his relationship with Kim Kardashian, whom he married in 2014 and had 4 children with, creating a media-dominant cultural power couple while simultaneously navigating intense public scrutiny. During this era, he released The Life of Pablo, 2016, a genre-fluid, constantly evolving digital album reflecting chaos, spirituality, family, fame, and personal instability, followed by 2018. Created amidst his openness about mental health, particularly bipolar disorder, and his controversial political statements, interviews, and public appearances, which sparked both concern and debate. He later released Jesus is King, 2019, signaling another artistic turn through gospel music, spiritual themes, and religious expression, while launching his Sunday service choir, blending faith, performance, and music into a new cultural experience. Throughout his journey, Kanye's public persona has been marked by brilliance, volatility, ambition, innovation, and controversy, as he continuously challenges artistic norms while facing public and personal struggles. And his later career included business ventures such as Yeezy Gap, ongoing fashion experiments, highly publicized family issues, political aspirations, including a 2020 presidential run, and a widening divide between his fanbase, critics, and supporters as his statements grew more unpredictable. Even as his reputation became increasingly complex and controversial due to public incidents, erratic interviews, and polarizing comments, Kanye's artistic impact remains undeniable. He transformed modern hip-hop, redefined the fusion of art and celebrity, expanded the role of producers, elevated fashion into a central element of artist identity, and inspired generations of creators to embrace emotional vulnerability, experimentation, and raw honesty. His influence extends beyond music into design, branding, cultural aesthetics, and global youth identity, as he consistently pushes boundaries regardless of criticism or consequence, embodying both the brilliance and chaos of true artistic revolution. His legacy is that of a visionary whose creativity reshaped industries but whose personal struggles, public controversies, and unpredictable actions continue to complicate his image. Through triumphs, tragedies, innovations, disruptions, reinventions, embodying both the brilliance and chaos of true artistic revolution. His legacy is that of a visionary whose creativity reshaped industries but whose personal struggles, public controversies, and unpredictable actions continue to complicate his image. Through triumphs, tragedies, innovations, disruptions, reinventions, and self-created storms, Kanye West remains one of the most important, controversial, influential, and endlessly discussed artists of the 21st century, a figure who embodies artistic genius, unchecked ambition, emotional turbulence, and cultural transformation. An artist whose life story continues to evolve, provoke, inspire, and challenge the world, leaving an indelible mark on music, fashion, culture, and the complex intersection of creativity and human imperfection.